thanks for coming by. This video is about Jack Smith and Donald Trump, their relationship. I thought I would just try and evaluate that from my end. Thanks for coming by. If you like this, please share and subscribe. I'm working to build my little mighty but small channel, and I'd love to hear your comments on the paper crumbling. Today I'm going to do a couple different things. I did meditate on both of them, and I'm going to pull some cards. I did my paper crumbling, as I've done this before on other things. This is, I imagined before in another video that the end of June, which I was correct, would be the big, I'm sorry, the 1st of June would be the big heaviness for Donald Trump, which it is. And then now I'm feeling like it's a weekday and a weekend thing. I'm not seeing any new stuff. I do feel like there's a buildup. I feel like people are working on things to keep going. And I think, as I've said before, I don't have anything that I believe it's going to happen until very end of July, early August, and a lot at end of August, early September. I think it's going to be a big hammer's going to fall for Donald Trump. But so, paper crumbling. So I crumbled this up for him, and I used my hands and the energy in my hands, and I really feel this intense, sharp, unwielding, pointy, it's not quite a sphere, but it just feels the energy is super intense and dense, unchangeable. I know this sounds like a random thing, but like a kidney stone with all the sharp barbs around it. And maybe we need to expel that. I don't know. But that's how I feel about Donald Trump. And then I am going to do this for Jack Smith, the special counsel that's working on his indictment for the top secret papers that he had at Mar-a-Lago and all that, the 37 counts. He is also actually a pretty intense person. I'm getting that he's a kind of an intense person, but more, not pointy, but more squares. Like that tells me that he's pretty practical, straightforward, which you want to have in a counselor or attorney or a prosecutor. Yeah, he puts everything in blocks and keeps it square and steadfast, and he's building. That's the feeling I'm getting. He's building this. And I also feel like it's going to go higher and higher. Like he can go on forever if he needed to and build this case against Trump or whoever he works against. He's a little intimidating. I know I've seen his picture and he does look intimidating, but I think in real life, I think he is intimidating as well. I think he's pretty strong in his viewpoints. I don't know his birthday. But Trump's birthday is Gemini, and I know astrologically he's very mercurial and he's all over the place, and he's put himself in a hole over and over and over again because he can't shut up. But I'm going to pull some cards, or I'm going to pull another sheet of paper on their relationship. And this is, okay, now I'm making triangles in my head. There's things like triangles, which tells me it doesn't flow easy. There's a lot of competition. Triangles or a trinity is usually a positive thing. It's an easy flow of stuff. So I think there's a back and forth. Maybe this is the lawyers, this is the attorneys going back in the government. It's a system. I think that Donald Trump right now is willing to plead anything except his own innocence and say random things to put himself more in the hole. But I do feel like there's a possibility of some shifts. He might end up actually giving in a little bit. I know that doesn't seem possible right now. So I'm going to pull some cards. I already shuffled these. So the first one I picked is Upper World. So these are shamanic cards. They're really awesome, but I usually just go by the images, not so much about the traditional meaning of it. But Upper World, and I do hypnotherapy and life between lives and going into past life regression. So what I see in this is a karmic history. They have some past lives together. I don't know if you can see the two birds, they're looking at each other, two wings, and then the clouds and the vast amount of those little diamonds. I feel like this is a pattern. They've been in different lives, either in competition or experiencing where they have to resolve some of this. And maybe they won't resolve it, but it's what it is. And they have to, somebody has to have, they have their free will. Humans have their free will, and we decide how we're going to react to a certain situation. Vision quest. I think this might be, my first impulse is that it's Jack Smith on a mission, but that's not right. I believe it's Trump and his idea that he can do anything. He's making his life up as he knows it. He believes what he believes, and he creates his cult. He has created his cult following because of his confidence and belief in himself. And you have to give him credit for that, because that's manifesting. But can you see this person? They're living in their own head, and they're just imagining all this amazing things, and they've gone to this higher realm to believe and to make real what you have in your mind. I still think that Trump thinks he's going to get through this and get to the other side, and maybe even win as president again. Maybe get those people in place that can change the laws so he could stick around, which is scary. So another card is the smoky mirror. This is the smoky mirror, which you can see the Buddha, but my interpretation of this is illusion. It's again, illusion of the orange. They're sort of at opposites. You can see the real Buddha with the sun around his head, and then the one in the water, and how they are different, and the water diffuses the image and makes it something that you don't know if it's real or not. And it's the waves confuse the situation. So going back to this, I do believe that it's a karmic pattern. I'm going to pull one more card on the next month. Like I said, I think he might actually go through a plea deal in some way. Well, soul retriever, but I see the soul retrieval, but I also see, do you see the cocoon and this transformation? So something big is going to change, and I don't think it's Mr. Smith, unless he offers him something. There might be some offer, and I think Trump and his attorneys, they may get him to finally understand something's got to change, and he's going to maybe change. I don't think it's going to be a massive amount, but I do think there's going to be a transformation in his viewpoint. And I think that's going to be really good for the country. And that's my big concern, is our democracy and how it's shifted. And hopefully it can keep those threads together in our wonderful flag of diversity. Thanks for coming by. Please subscribe, share, and comment, if you will, about this video and any of my other videos. I'd love to hear what you're interested in having readings done about, whether it's current events or astrology or hypnotherapy or anything else you're interested in. Thank you.